When it comes to child development, our next guest is right on top of it. Dr. Gina joins us. She's a professor as well of psychology and counseling of behavioral issues, including child development. And I'm just curious, I know laughing is a big part, but as you've done your research, what is the key quintessential thing to a baby's development?
Well, as it turns out, the most important thing that infants need to do in that first year is they need to develop a strong social and emotional connection with somebody. Hopefully it's with their parents. Everything else flows from that. So I'm here at the Blogger 2014 conference at the Bright Starts exhibit, and we are encouraging parents to remember that fun comes first.
Well, doctor, it seems like a great motto for life, having fun. But let's get to it. Let's get to those faces we make, like, does that help in making a baby get more socially connected?
Yes, it's A-okay. In fact, we have a scientific word for those goo-goo faces. I've studied this in my lab. We call it clowning. That is the fancy term for it. And you're right, parents tend to do this naturally, or uncles, with their babies. So they act like, like crazy clowns. They do a lot of silly things, and they start doing this very early on with infants, usually right around the time that infants start laughing, or soon, just before, so around 3 months of age. And infants don't necessarily find this funny. But what parents do is, at the same time that they're acting in such silly and absurd ways, they tend to give infants the cues. So they smile and laugh themselves, in other words, while they're doing this. And they're communicating a lot there. They're saying, this is safe, this is fun, it's satisfying, I really love you, and isn't this wonderful to be together? And as it turns out, as infants get a little older, they require a little more and more of this kind of interaction. So they require parents to put on a show.
Well, as an uncle 6 times over, I have a lot of training at the clown faces, and now to hear you don't think they work, ouch on my part. But I do think they think I'm funny. But what is mind theory?
Well, theory of mind is kind of an interesting catchphrase right now within developmental psychology. It's really, in a nutshell, the idea that that children understand that someone else's mind is separate from their own. And one of the ways we know this is that when children achieve a theory of mind, they can do different things. They can start to deceive other people, they can persuade them, they can surprise them. And it used to be thought that children didn't get this ability until they were about 4 years old. But actually, the research on infant humor is showing that infants are somewhat sophisticated when it comes to a theory of mind. So starting at about 8 months of age, infants will start to tease parents. This is a very simple deception. For example, a baby might offer dad the car keys and then pull them away really quickly when dad goes to reach for them. And this is our way of knowing that the infant understands that he or she can trick dad into thinking, I'm going to give you these, no, I'm not. That means the infant understands something about dad's mind, that I can trick dad into thinking I'm going to do something when I'm not. So that's kind of a sophisticated knowledge that even within the last 5 or 10 years, we didn't think infants had.
Well, doctor, this is certainly very interesting. What are Bright Starts?
Well, Bright Starts is a company. They have just launched a line, a collection of toys called the Having a Ball collection. And all of these toys are built around a very simple object of universal appeal that babies tend to like, which is a ball. This is a really simple object to play with. It's easy for infants to handle. But more importantly, this is an object that generally works best when you're playing with someone else. So if you want to elicit laughter, and we know how important that is for infants' early relationships, then the way to do that is to play together. So these toys are quite versatile. They're very interactive and dynamic. They sort of ensure that parents and infants will play together, and that's good for everybody.
Well, from the sound of it, it's time to play ball. Get the ball out for our babies and just get involved and have fun, as you told us at the beginning of the segment. Doctor, thank you so much for your passion for babies and for joining us today.
Thank you, Conn.